Hello, everyone. LaMarcus Bailey inside the hashes. I'm joined by one of the top players one of the top offensive tackles in the entire U.S. right now. He's a 5-star out of there. Brockton, Massachusetts. Sorry, I'm gonna say Boston. We have SamsonOkunlula. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, Okunlula.
Okunlula. All right, cool. So, one of the first things that I noticed about Samson, outside of the fact that he's a big dude, I saw your Twitter bio, you have your Nigerian flag. Being Nigerian is a very big thing down south, especially in the football world. So that definitely sparked my interest. So I just want to hear a little bit about, you being Nigerian, coming from a Nigerian family, and, just kind of what it is to you being Nigerian in America and playing football.
Nigeria don't really got football back there like that. So, my parents came over here, 27 years ago, I'm just representing in the sense, just playing good football, getting a good opportunity over here and just hoping to do better.
Right. So your parents, being from Nigeria, American football is not a big thing. Soccer is one of those things that they're more accustomed to. Was that kind of a transition for you? Because I'm not sure. But was that a little different for them? Becoming fans and watching you in that sense.
Yeah, in that sense, still to this day, I don't really know too much about football, but, it is a big transition, learning a little bit more about football.
Gotcha. Has there been any way that you kind of maybe have tried to express your cultural background? Like, you actively try to express it, or is it kind of one of those things like if people know, they know, if not, what it is?
I haven't really tried to actively express it right now. So, right now it's a little bit, just running through the motions, doing what I got to do. Probably later on, I might just try, start branching out and start helping out.
Okay, cool. Moving on. So, your brother, older brother Samuel, he's a current player at University of Pittsburgh, right?
Yep.
Okay, so he just spent his first year there this past season. About you guys growing up together, y'all obviously are both bigger guys, so y'all play pretty much opposite sides of the ball. Am I correct?
Yeah, we play opposite sides.
Right, and y'all see you also play defensive line as well. So coming from that background with your brother, how has he kind of influenced your development as a player?
Every day when we play together, we have to push each other in a sense, I always want to be better than other, my brother, he helped me get recruited, and then pretty much we're in a good thing we're going right now. So, just having an older brother just looking out for you in a sense.
Right, and your older brother being there already said he helped you out. And I know this is being much, but him being a 3-star guy, you being a 5-star guy, I know he couldn't really, help you prepare for everything that you would experience because it's a little different, more magnified.
But he shot the same amount of offers. He probably had more than me. He had 50 offers.
Right. So what would you say? So that's interesting that you say that. So would you really say the star, obviously a 5-star right now, how would you say that 5-star ranking kind of affects the recruiting in the sense?
It just overall, the stars just mean you have more publicity.
Right. Okay.
It's not a matter of skill sometimes. It matters you've been in the game the longest, I've been getting recruited since a freshman. My brother's been getting recruited since a sophomore, so.
Not much difference in that. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. I saw browsing through your profiles and everything. I see actually one recruiting analyst had you ranked second round draft grade already. Going into your senior year, he has you ranked as the second round draft potential. 4 years, 3 years, at least 3 or 4 years, at least 4 years away from that time that you actually, going to the draft. How do those kind of things process in your mind? How do you feel about those types of things?
I don't even really be looking at those things, I kind of just stay in my own circle, do what I got to do, chase my goals in a sense, right now you got to build up from small to big. I'm just checking goals off the list right now.
Definitely. Going into your senior year, what are some of the things? So just finished track and field?
Nah. I didn't really do track. I did it a little, but I had to go to football camp, so it kind of just shut down track. So I was really in the season.
Right. Okay. So let's segue to wrestling then. I saw free sport athlete. You did track and field. You shot put and discus. Track and field, and then in wrestling. You wrestled. So tell me a little bit about, and it's a big thing, right? A lot of guys know about wrestling. And offensive line, defensive lineman. But what is it about wrestling that kind of gives you that edge when it comes to on the football field?
I mean, yeah, wrestling just showed you overall like body control, athleticism, gives you like, after every wrestling season, I feel like my athleticism is going up, my body control is going up, learning leverage, just basically using your hands in a better motion, flexibility, overall just becoming a better athlete,
Right, and being a guy your size, I know it's not a lot of guys that really fit into that weight division that you're in. So, what is it? Was it shock whenever you were in a wrestling match and people are looking at you like, how do we have many matchups for you? Like, how was that?
Yeah, I mean, earlier on, I was overweight, so I couldn't really wrestle officially. Mm-hmm. I started to cut down later on, like this last season was probably my first full season. So, cutting weight was not too bad and stuff. I got down to 285. Some matches, I didn't have matches. Some that I did. It's just really dependent. Not every school got a heavyweight. So, it's like, sometimes they don't want to bump up, so.
Yeah, the heavyweights are definitely the hardest ones to find, for sure. The little guys got to dominate that space. For sure. Yeah. All right. So, glancing through your Twitter, you see, you haven't made an official top 10 or, narrowed down your list at all yet. You still have a full season left your senior year. June 2nd is the day that you're narrowing down a top, was it top 10, top 5, or what?
Something like that, whatever.
No, officially, okay. So you're gonna narrow it down to something, and obviously it's going to be a smaller list than what you have now. Major offer in the nation. So I'm asking about all of them, but what's the one thing off the top of your head? Like, this is one thing that the school must have in order for me to commit to the school. So you got some time, it's a lot of options. What's that one thing for you?
Like a no-brainer. I would say probably just like a no-brainer would be like a great education. I know everyone says that. Probably a no-brainer. Education plus connections. That's what mandatory for any school I go to. I got to get a great education with connections. On the connection side, basically just alumni base. Internships I can get after football. So that's a big thing.
Gotcha. So you said connection. So that network is a big component. And so a lot of guys may not understand necessarily what working portion does, especially as an athlete. But in your opinion, what are some of the things that or people or situations that's kind of molded your mind? All right, connections, network is a big thing, even though I'm an athlete.
Just generally hearing about the stories, athletes, NFL, people only last maybe a couple of years after, just not saving money, just not like branching out yourself, just basically just living in the world where sometimes people make bad financial decisions and stuff, I'm just learning from other people's mistakes in a sense, so.
Okay, and learning from other people's mistakes, along the same topic right here, what are some of the things kind of that you're starting to understand about the NILs and branding? So, what do those type of things mean to you right now in your situation?
Definitely take advantage of the situation, I should get on the train while I was booming, you feel me? So I'm gonna hop on the train, but it's not the number one thing in my recruitment where wherever I can get the most NIL, I'm gonna go there. It's more down in my recruitment where I want to get the right school, choose the right fit. And if I can get an NIL there too, it's a great add-on, I'm feeling. It's you might as well make some money off your name, why not? You're going to get big bucks when you're going, say you make it to the league, you're going to get even more. That's my mindset on that.
100%. So let's go back to what we were saying about one of the things that's going to factor into your decision to choose your school, because you got a lot of schools. What are some of the different things that you're looking at when you're going on these visits? I saw you in the Boston College not too long ago. So when you're going on these visits, what are the major things you're looking at while you're there?
Major things, probably just looking around, talking to players, the other players mess with the coaches, Most players are going to give you a true spiel, if they like their coach, how does he coach, just overall, I mean, if the coach he had before that is even better, you know, just talking with the players is a major part. You know, talking with normal students as well is also good. You know, just seeing the general, like, vibe of the place, you know, who's there, you know. And, like, you know, just seeing, you know, the vibe, you feel me?
Right. You got to know the vibe, right? Every school has a different vibe, and that's one thing that a lot of casual fans may not necessarily understand. Like, even though it's a major school, it may be the same conference, every school has a different vibe of culture, right? So it's going to be different school to school. So as far as, you know, being in Massachusetts, you're a 5-star player being in Massachusetts, and your situation is different than a lot of guys, you know, your peers, your average peer. Then no one else is a 5-star, right? What is it like coming from Massachusetts and kind of being a 5-star guy, a big name guy, when a lot of people from Massachusetts are not necessarily, you know, known, you know, for football, or Massachusetts being known as a football place? Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's a good feeling, I'll say. I mean, it's not. I mean, to me, being a 5-star or not doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as you got your offers, as long as you're doing good, you know, the ranking doesn't really matter. I mean, I feel like it feels good because, you know, you're getting recognition in Mass now. Like, I'm just starting off the pipeline in a sense, you know, more 5-stars to come, you know. The people before me who could have been 5-stars, you know, just like really just hating on us because we're from the north side.
Right. And how does it feel? I'm sorry to cut you off, but how does it kind of feel not having a spring? So that's something we mentioned earlier. Massachusetts doesn't necessarily have a spring, spring football. Do you feel like that affects like recruiting at all for guys? Like, how do you take that?
Yeah, that affects it like heavily. I would say, you know, I still train and coaches still come down and just watch me train. But like, you know, if we had a team practice, that would be great because, you know, just team environment and like a scrimmage environment. Coaches would love to see that. Like places like in Florida and them, you know, they got that every trip. They basically playing football year round. So it's like places like us, you know, if we had spring ball, you know, that'd be a greater help to our recruitment.
Definitely. I can definitely understand that. And I know the weather plays a big part in that as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So speaking of the weather, are you a cool guy or you a warm guy? What would you prefer? I know you're in Massachusetts. And
I mean, I could survive anywhere, you know, I could adapt, you know. I mean, every school got an indoor, so I'm straight. But like, you know, I like to stay in a warm but not too warm environment. You know, I'm not trying to be dying in the sun.
Right. No, I'm definitely dying down here, down south.
Yeah.
It gets hot out here. So what are some of the things that you're kind of looking forward to in this last season? You kind of, you know, got all the offers. You know, you're a 5-star. Like, what else is there for the casual fan that doesn't understand? Like, what is for Samson to accomplish this year?
This year, you know, I'm pretty much gonna finish up my season. I'm probably gonna try to finish up my season, hammer it down, and try to early enroll. I would say, you know, just getting straight to college and just grind. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do right now. So just finish the season and just grind in college.
Gotcha. So early enrolling is part of your plan right now.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, cool. So, starting to wrap up a little bit, I would like to know any opportunity to just let your peers, guys younger than you, what are some of the things that, you know, for a guy, if I'm a sophomore, I'm feeling under recruited, overlooked. What are some of the pieces of advice that you would give a guy like that?
Under recruit overlooked, I mean, I say just get on Twitter. You know, Twitter was my main source of just like getting offers and all that. Get on Twitter. Post videos of you working out, you know, get to some high-level camps where, like, a lot of good competition, you know, coaches see good, like, where good players are, you know, you feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of good players are playing there, coach is going to see you. But playing against good talent, you know, just networking yourself really well with coaches, you know, hitting up on Twitter, you know, just keep going. I said that's really what I did. Twitter was a big thing for me.
All right, listen up, young guys. Twitter. Media, utilize that Twitter for branding purposes also, right? So more on the lighthearted side, if you had to pick one destination for a vacation right now, what would it be?
Maybe like maybe like, I don't know, like Italy or something like that, Germany.
Okay.
Probably something foreign.
Something foreign, right? Okay, cool. Everything is foreign to the U.S., right? Don't matter, right? All right, dope. All right, Samson. We appreciate you interviewing with us today. I know you're gonna do great things going into your senior year. I know your school appreciates you. I know recruiting is getting crazy. So I wish you the best of luck from here inside the Ashes. We're gonna continue to follow you. Like we said earlier, wish you best of luck.
Sure, appreciate you.
No doubt. All right, guys, this has been LaMarcus Bailey, another player interview inside the Hashes. We have SamsonOkunlula out of Thayer Academy in Brockton, Massachusetts. Stay tuned for more player interviews. See you later.